Located in southwestern New Mexico, Truth or Consequences is a small town that stands out as a potential retirement destination. Truth or Consequences situates a retiree in a highly desired area of the Southwest at a shockingly low cost. Truth or Consequences, which is commonly known as T or C, has a population of about 7,000 residents. It's about 79 miles, or about a 1-hour drive from Las Cruces, New Mexico, which has a population of 112,000. The much larger cities of El Paso, Texas, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, are each about 2 hours away by car. Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is much smaller than Albuquerque but more popular with tourists, is about 3 hours away by car. Retirees who plan to do a lot of international travel may appreciate being only 2 hours and 20 minutes from the Ciudad Juarez airport across the border in Mexico. Some international flights are cheaper out of Ciudad Juarez than they are out of the nearly adjacent El Paso airport. While being close to Mexico can be advantageous to American retirees in a lot of different ways, it is an unfortunate fact that the parts of Mexico that are safest to enjoy as a traveler are much farther south than Ciudad Juarez. Airports are fine, but northern Mexican cities like Ciudad Juarez, Ciudad Obregón, and Tijuana are suffering from drug cartel violence. TRC changed its name from Hot Springs to Truth or Consequences because of a radio show contest in 1950. The host of the Truth or Consequences radio show announced on its 10th anniversary that he would air the program from the first town that changed its name to the show's name. Perhaps recognizing a chance to upgrade out of obscurity, Hot Springs, New Mexico officially changed its name to win the contest. The program was broadcast from TRC immediately thereafter, and this quirky bit of town history has been celebrated ever since. TRC remains a small town, but it is now recognized as part of a region that is attracting the attention of prospective retirees. In spite of its desirable location, TRC's cost of living is far below the average for the U.S. In fact, I believe TRC is the least expensive potential retirement destination that I have ever reviewed on this YouTube channel. BestPlaces.net estimates TRC's cost of living to be 29% below the national average and 20% below the state's already low average. The very low cost of living in TRC, these estimates that we're seeing seem credible because in 2019, the median home value in TRC was just under $100,000, and the median household income that year was under $30,000. That median household income is so low that I initially doubted it. I then confirmed the figure on multiple websites that all listed a median household income in TRC between $25,000 and $30,000. TRC really does appear to be a town where some people are getting by to at least some degree on rather low incomes. It's worth lingering on that point because many North Americans these days are considering moving to Mexico or a Central American nation for a lower cost retirement. TRC isn't quite as cheap as most small towns in Mexico, but it is about as inexpensive as some of Mexico's cities. So for retirees who are tempted to retire in Mexico or a Central American country for cultural and financial reasons, but they're hesitating because of the inconveniences associated with being an expatriate living abroad, New Mexican towns like TRC may really be worth investigating. TRC's surprising affordability signals that the town has some drawbacks that any prospective retiree should take into account. I'll touch on some of those drawbacks, but don't be alarmed. Every potential retirement destination has a mix of pros and cons. Subscribers to this channel are aware that I don't believe any of these places are perfect. I present the pros, I present the cons, and I hope these videos inspire people to do their own investigation. To further confirm TRC's low cost of living, I perused TRC homes currently listed in Trulia. Here are a few examples of homes priced between $100,000 and $300,000 in TRC. I didn't notice condominiums in the current listings, but for small towns, the listings available at any given moment may not represent every type of home that exists in that town. One of the pleasant surprises I encountered about TRC is that in most years, TRC's crime rate is much lower than the average for the U.S. as a whole. In 2019, for example, TRC's crime rate was 55% lower than the U.S. average, according to citydata.com. Relative to other potential retirement destinations in southwestern New Mexico, TRC appears to be one of the safest. According to datausa.io, as of 2019, the most common occupations among TRC's residents are general management and administrative support. These jobs may be largely concentrated in healthcare, education, construction, and retail trade, which are the largest industries represented in TRC. There are hints in demographic data that a substantial fraction of TRC's population is retired or not working. The average household size in TRC is only 2 people, and as previously noted, the median household income is low. In addition, the average age in TRC is 53, which is far higher than the state average of 38. datausa.io in 2019 showed that 36% of TRC's residents were age 60 or older. One of the benefits of southwestern New Mexico that may be drawing retirees to TRC and other nearby towns and cities is outdoor recreation. TRC is well known for its many hot springs and is adjacent to 2 major state parks, Caballo Lake State Park and Elephant Butte State Park. TRC is also less than a 2-hour drive from the Gila National Forest, White Sands National Park, and Sevilleta National Wildlife Refuge. While TRC is not mountainous, some of New Mexico's best mountain resorts are not that far away. Croudcroft and Ruidoso, which offer skiing in the winter and cool air hiking and biking in the summer, are less than 3 hours away by car. So TRC residents who want something more than hot springs to visit in the outdoors have a large number of options within a short drive. As you can see in this chart from usclimatedata.com, TRC has very hot summers and very mild winters. The average high in July is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average high in January is 57 degrees Fahrenheit. While summers are very hot, TRC's 4,200-foot elevation actually moderates the temperature a little. At lower elevations in the southwest, the temperature can be 5 to 10 degrees hotter. Compare, for example, TRC's average temperatures to Phoenix, Arizona's. TRC averages about 3 inches of snowfall per year, so prospective retirees should be aware that snow is not unheard of in the winter, but it melts quickly as winter daytime temperatures return to normal. Almost 1/3 of TRC's residents identify as Hispanic, and the second largest minority group in TRC is American Indian. TRC's racial diversity is roughly similar to that of New Mexico as a whole, where the 2 largest racial groups are white and Hispanic, and there's also a substantial Native American population. All things considered, Truth or Consequences seems like an excellent retirement destination for people who prefer to retire to a small town in the Southwest. It offers many outdoor opportunities nearby. It's within 2 to 3 hours of large cities like El Paso and Albuquerque, and it's extremely affordable. While TRC's summers can be very hot, nearby mountain towns and international destinations accessible through nearby airports may provide some relief. The major downside I see to retiring in a place like TRC is that a retiree would probably need to drive a lot. While TRC has a hospital, doctor's offices, and all the shopping we might expect for a town of its size, I'm sure its older residents leave town regularly for some healthcare and shopping and outdoor recreation and other activities. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel to learn more about retirement planning and retirement destinations. Thanks for watching.